Yeah. I think I need
I
to
always
jump.
got to ask, man, every time.
That was my brother. Let's see. Dr. Harley's in here. Evil Rick's in here. And we got a lot of people in here already, so good. Dallas is in here. Les is here. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. You guys got a few minutes to thumbs up. Let me turn this. I think I turned this down a little too much. Where's my mouse at?
All right. Where's the music at?
You had to ask, didn't you?
That's right. Well, I don't hear the same crappy music he normally puts on there.
What? I never put any
Yeah.
bad music in here.
So is that the new? So is that the new music starting up?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I thought you'd like it.
Doesn't sound like a violinist with a cattle prod stuck in their ass.
I could play that if you want me to.
No.
I feel like it needs to be like, ooh, welcome to the Throttle and Iron podcast, coming to you.
Yep. Yeah. That's what's most important. You're right. Is welcome to the Iron Pony Live podcast. Actually, the Iron Pony. Well, I'm sorry. I said Iron Pony. What? Oh my god.
Yes, you did.
Throttle and Iron show. The Throttle and Iron show. That's what we used to be. But anyway, like and subscribe. Share this podcast. We're getting ready to start in 17 seconds. We got a special guest tonight. It's gonna be fun. Drew from Rolling Throttle.com. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So, hey, listen, I'm the only one donated so far, but if you want to donate for Folds of Honor, please do so. There's a little scan icon right there. It's for a good cause. Just go to the website and you'll find all about the details of that. It's a great charity. And please check that out. And then, hey, Max, it's your turn.
Okay. Disclaimer. At Throttle and Iron, we believe throttles and bottles do not mix. We do not condone drinking and riding in any way, shape, or form. While we may enjoy a drink during this podcast, we are doing so safely at our own homes. No riding will take place afterwards. So ride safe, live free.
All right. So, welcome to the podcast, Drew. All right. So, we got Drew from rollingthrottle.com. We're going to go over some things that he's going to be doing the next couple months. And he's got a special surprise for everybody at the very end. So, you got to listen to it at the very end. All right.
We have to wait to the end.
Yeah, we got to wait to the end.
Yeah, even we don't know, so we're waiting to the end too.
That's exactly right. We were talking while you guys were not online, and I know what the actual surprise is, but you guys gonna have to wait. You two have to wait. Sorry, my wife will.
Right.
That hardly seems fair. Hardly seems fair.
It's like a timeshare thing. You got to go through the whole presentation to get the prize.
Oh my god!
And my wife just walked in, so she'll be handling some of the lovely comments, and I will try to get some of the comments as we go, but we'll also kind of, if there's any questions like that, we'll handle them at the end. I will star them, so if you got questions, just go ahead and ask them, and then we will star them, and then we'll go over them at the end of the podcast. Well, not at the end, but beginning at the end. All right, so we got a lot of people on here tonight. Looks like we got 16 people, but I think a couple people dropped off because they got scared of less. All right, but anyway, we got a special guest tonight. Flippin' Zibro's here. Dr. Harley's here. Evil Rick is here. Behind the Bars, 859 is here. Connie is here, my wife. Dallas is here. Evil Rick. Max is here. We know that. Les is here. I'm here, and we got Drew. So, Drew, what's going on? How you doing?
It is Monday. It is a wonderful day, and we are about to count down 30 days until a huge time and a great time to have. So,
yeah. So we'll get with that. So first, let's introduce you a little bit. So when did you start riding?
I have always been around power sports, V twin, anything that you can go fast on.
Mhm.
As the family motto is, I don't want to ride it unless it can kill me.
Wow.
Wow. And I know that your wife is riding now, right? She's been riding for how long?
My wife's been riding for 4 years. I should have never taught her how to ride because now she likes to whip up on us.
I like her already.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
how'd you meet?
I mean,
you said it was a. Yeah,
well,
go
I
ahead.
was saying it's to the point that,
Mhm.
just for example, the other day we were out riding like we do, very spirited riding, and she whipped around the car and was doing her thing. That car followed her all the way to the dealership just because he was so impressed that a woman on a big bike was doing what she was doing down the highway.
Dang. Yeah, Connie.
By the way, Drew, what
Big bike.
does she ride?
She rides a 23 Road Glide ST,
Wow.
There you go.
I'm impressed.
built by Rolling Throttle.
There we go.
I'm also intimidated.
No intimidation needed. I mean,
So-
you just got to get there. You just got to get there.
Well, there's a rumor that her bike is faster than yours, Drew. So can you elaborate on that?
It is not a rumor. It is a fact. I will say it is a fact. But the only reason it is a fact because she didn't like my other bike, which was faster than everybody else. And then she decided she wanted to go racing after I sold the race bike. So now I'm on a stock bike. All the parts to build the bike is out there, but I have been building everybody else's stuff except for mine.
Yeah, and you got a lot. We were talking before the podcast, and you got a lot of things going on. I mean, it's to own a business like you. I mean, you can't nonstop. You can't stop doing anything, right? It's just 24 hours of business. Because you're saying that you was going to meetings and you're riding up to the meetings on your motorcycle, and people are like, "What are you on the motorcycle for?"
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Mhm.
I come in, big beard, flying in the wind, just ripping, and they're like, "What in the world?" And I'm like, "Dude, we are in the motorcycle culture. We should be on our motorcycles, all right?"
Yep. So you did tell me before we get too far into that, you did tell me that there was a funny story about how you and your wife, and we had to talk about your wife, right? Because she said she would come in here and knock you out if you didn't. So, how'd you meet?
So that is a very interesting story. This is going to take about 1 or 2 minutes, but it is going to be very, very entertaining for everybody watching. We still cannot figure out how we became friends on Facebook, but we became friends on Facebook. And of course, she is a very attractive woman, very active. So there's a lot of males on there that's always hitting on her. But I never said a word other than like, "That looks cool" or "awesome," generic stuff.
Yeah.
Well, she was going to go to Sturgis with another guy, and she really hadn't rode on the back of a motorcycle, and she knew I had a motorcycle, so she hit me up. She's like, "Hey, I'm leaving to go to Sturgis. Will you take me on a ride so I can get used to riding on a motorcycle?" And I told her no. Well, she said a few words that started with F and blah, blah, blah. And about 15 minutes into a shower, I'm like, "All right, what the hell? Let's do it." So I went and picked her up. We met at pump number 3. That's where all this love story starts, at pump number 3 at the local gas station. First time ever meeting face to face. She come over. She's like, "I guess you're Drew." And I was like, "I guess you're Crystal." And she got on the back of the bike. Basically, everything you tell your daughter not to do, meet strangers, ride on motorcycles, it was happening right there. So me being the rowdy bunch and just like to do stuff to get people all torqued and twisted, and I put her on the back. We got on the interstate, and I gave it all that motorcycle had. I mean, wide open throttle. We're coming up on a bridge. Well, I got in the left lane because I was going to pass a couple tractor trailers. That one tractor trailer decided he was going to pass the other tractor trailer. I never let it out. We went between the two tractor trailers at 130.
Wow.
I was like,
Holy moly.
and she never screamed. She never hit me. She never moved. I was like, "Ooh, hey, how you doing?" So we had a wonderful time, and we ended up back at the local watering hole that I love to frequent at the moment. And we're sitting there, and I just looked at her. I said, "I don't need you." And she looked at me. She said, "I don't need you either." And we've been together ever since.
That's a nice story.
Wow.
Wow. No, you're
That
right.
is cool.
Yep. And she's faster than you.
I created a monster
Yeah.
because she's like, "I want to ride." Okay. But if you're going to learn to ride, you're going to learn to ride like one of the guys. You're not going to be, and no offense to the female riders, you're not going to be one of those that's like, "Oh, I'm a female, I'm riding." No, you're going to ride like one of us. You're going to ride balls to the wall, hooligan style, spirited riding. And I created a freaking monster because she'll yell at the other guys.
Mhm.
Like I have her on video. I had her literally on video. A great example of Tweedle. First time he ever came down the road with us. That was when I was still working for other companies, other manufacturers during rallies as a technician. I have her on video. They got off the interstate. She literally points. He rolls up and she starts yelling at him. When I tell you to do something, you do it. When I tell you where to be, you better be there and you better keep up. I was like, that's my girl.
Does she go with all the trips that you're going to be going in the next couple of months? Is she going with you?
Oh yeah, we do everything together. She is a huge part of the company. A lot of people don't see it because she's also a travel nurse. So basically, what she does allows me to focus 100% on the company. So because we were kind of in that spot, either I do it full time and we actually push it, or we're just going to have to back off, and you know what I mean. It'll really never grow. So because what she does, it allows me to do what I do.
Yeah, if you want to be a traveling nurse, that's where the money's at. Actually, I mean, they make a lot of money at these hospitals and stuff like that. But if you're a traveling nurse, man, you make a lot of money.
But it's also a hard life because you
Yeah, it
never
is,
really, you never really settled. You're always on the move. So
yeah. Now is she one of the ones that goes like cross country, or she just stays, back and forth to different hospitals and stuff like that?
No, so that's how all this started.
Okay.
Back in 19, really right before COVID hit, we got rid of our house, jumped on the Harleys, and took off. And she would take contracts all over the country. So basically, she'd take a contract. We go there, we ride around the area, film it, put it on the channel, and then go to the next area. That's what we did for like 5 years, just boom, 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 boom. So that's really how all this started with the YouTube channel. Then, of course, all the traveling. Because we were able to do the traveling, we got to meet more people in the industry, and it just kind of steamrolled and where we're at today.
Yep. Dr. Harder says Crystal is a true badass.
Bro, and she will shit talk you.
Sounds like it.
So let's go with your business now. So how did it get started? Because I know you said with YouTube, but what made you just go into the business?
So this is not, I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not, saying this person sucks or this company sucks. But there comes to a point that I felt like the culture was getting away from the people. The companies were getting a little too big, and that personal thing was going away. So I was like, you know what? I want to create a company that we focus on quality parts, especially here from America, and we make sure that we stay personable.
Gotcha.
And that was my two big things. And because of that, we've gained a lot of customers. Even when things go sideways, we gain a lot of customers because they're always able to contact me. They're always talking to me. So I can answer their questions. I can make sure stuff gets taken care of. And the parts and the companies we work for, through the YouTube stuff, people have saw me just beat the crap out and break so many parts. So if I'm saying, hey, I'm carrying this part, they know that part is quality and that part is well made. So
Gotcha. That's in Max. You guys got anything? I don't want to be the only
I
one
know.
talking
I
here.
know Max does. I know Max does.
Max, you're speechless, man. Come on, man. You got
No, not speechless. I'm just listening to the man tell the story. And like I said, I wholeheartedly approve. Go out there and be that rugged individualist. And as far as the women riding, listen, I've been ahead of 2 riding organizations, and I know about 3 women. I won't mention their names, but they know who they are. They're very near and dear to my heart, and they can outride probably just about every man that I know, including me. So don't ever sell a woman short. Once they put their mind to it, they're going to do it and do it right.
Yeah.
So, Drew, all kudos to Miss Crystal.
Yeah, and the great
I
thing
hope
about
she's
her,
watching.
yeah, and the great thing about her is she's always trying to learn. Like literally, I'll film something, and it won't be like, "Hey, I'm gonna film. We're gonna try to make you better." She'll go watch it, and she'll be like, "Well, I messed up there. How can I be better here? Why didn't I do this here?" You know what I mean? She's always, and she's harder on herself than anybody. And even with people saying, "Oh, you can ride," and what she can do, she's still trying to become a better rider, and that's what makes her great. And the fact that I don't know, it's just funny to watch my wife beat the crap out of guys. Like
She says, "I am here." By the way,
there she is.
She's listening. So you got to say the right things, or you're in the doghouse tonight.
I'm watching a video
You're watching a video.
of her with her helmet.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I truly I think it says left lane is for crime.
Oh yeah. I noticed all of your friends and buddies have that, and maybe I'm just lost because I've only been riding a motorcycle for like 3 or 4 years, or actually only 3 years, probably going on 4 years. What is that? What's that mean to everybody? Because I know everybody, your friends, has that on the wall, that kind of stuff. Is it just a saying?
So, yeah, it's a saying. So it's actually a brand company. Left Lane Syndicate is the name of the brand company. Our friend Jay is the one that has it. There's several things that he's just kind of made it into a company, and it's stuff that we've said for years. And it was more of you can say an underground thing for years that he just brought it to the forefront. A lot of people still don't understand it because, the left lane's the fast lane.
Yeah.
It's not the slow lane.
Yeah, exactly. I thought, I was kind of thinking that was where you're going. So yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Like I tell people, if you're not willing to do ride with me and commit at least 700 felonies, then you're probably not going to keep up. I'll just give you the GPS coordinates.
Yeah. I mean, that's truly, I mean, I can tell you that this happened this weekend. So I'm not going to say anything more than that. But I was in the middle of a group. That's all I can say. I'm not going to say anything about it. But I know what you're saying, because sometimes people ride their ride, and people need to ride their skill level too. But yeah, the GPS is your best friend if you can't ride very well. So, and I know Max says something different, that you should slow down and go. But there's a point where you have to let go and say, "Listen, I'll see you guys in this town. I'll see you this." Yeah.
Well, don't misquote me here. I said ride to the lowest common denominator.
Yeah.
But if you're a road captain and you're on a timetable, you're going to make that timetable.
Yeah.
And everybody just has to keep up as best they can. If somebody is that far behind, you're right. GPS, just let me know and I'll tell you where we're going. You can just meet us there at your own pace.
Yeah.
But if you're on a timetable, great. But if you're not on a timetable, then yes, you ride your lowest common denominator.
Well, yeah.
That's just my theory.
When we do group rides, I will say, all right, who's a newer rider, who's not comfortable? And you better be honest, because what I do, you'll be like, "Oh my God, I'm going to die," and you will stick out. Right? And it's not to put the people down. It's just so I know who's at what skill level. So I know where to push, how to push, who to look for. You know what I mean? Because I want everybody to enjoy the ride. So if I don't understand where you're at with your skill level, you'll stick out because I've had so many people like, oh my God, I thought I was going to die. I'm like, well, you should have been honest with me.
Yeah, I bet you get called out. You find out who's trying to be macho real quick.
Yeah. Let me kick Nightball out real quick so I can have one of these guys to do some links to all their channels and all that kind of stuff. But go ahead and ask some questions, Les or Max, while I'm doing this. So,
I actually have a similar story. When I was younger, I used to meet a lot of nurses. The problem was they were all in the emergency rooms and usually after some kind of injury.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. It wasn't on purpose.
Oh, I know that. I have Crystal's my third wife, and all wives have been nurses because I'm the guy that can go to a bar and there'll be 100 women and there'll only be one nurse, and that somehow I'd end up with a nurse. Like, I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. Because nurses are crazy, and we ride motorcycles and we're crazy. So it kind of just naturally comes together to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, most of the nurses I know go, you ride a motorcycle? Well, I'll see you in the ER. Bye.
Yeah.
So you're a lucky man.
Yeah, I should have links turned on right now, so hopefully it updates immediately. But I did disable it, so if you want to do some links, Dallas or something like that to people's channels, that's okay with me. And I did turn the capitalization off. Now, if you do spam something in here and some crazy stuff, I'm going to ban you. So not Dallas, but somebody just watching. You know how you get some of them crazies in here that just start spamming stuff. So we don't do any giveaways or anything like that in the chat, that kind of stuff. So anyway, so Rolling Throttle. Yeah, go ahead.
Talking about giveaways, don't you have something to put in the box, or don't you have some giveaways or something you got to do, Chris?
Well, we do have, if we get a 50, when we get the next 50, every 50 that we do, subs, we put a item in the box. Where's the box at? Right here. Okay.
Well, when you're giving away.
Yeah, well, anyway, we haven't reached there. We actually lost a subscriber. I'm so sad.
What, we're back
today.
to under 500 now?
No,
Really?
We're back to 503 now, I think. But anyway, okay. But when we get to 550, I'm going to put an item in the box. And that could be, it could be a rolling. You got the box there?
I do.
I might buy a shirt off of you guys, and I might put that in the box.
That's already in the box.
Yeah, I can't tell people what it is, but it's a mystery box. But you will like it, I guarantee you, if you have a computer. Mm-hmm.
Well, I've donated an old foot peg and a hand grip off one of my bikes to put in the box. So.
Oh my gosh!
Jeez. Oh boy!
Oh,
that's how you guys get rid of parts you don't want.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
The trick is nobody else wants them either. So,
well, it's not my problem anymore. It's their problem.
Yeah.
Now, do you?
So, Drew, why don't you tell us a little bit about the bikes you and Crystal ride? Road glides, street glides. Our favorite around here seems to be the Lowrider ST.
ST.
So my wife started on a lowrider like that. I built it. She never rode a stock bike because built it, and that's what she learned to ride on, a built lowrider.
Okay.
Second day she had it, she flipped it upside down. When I say flipped it upside down, I mean like flipped it upside down. The handlebars are stuck in the ground. She comes walking back. I'm like, she's like, I wrecked the bike. I'm like, seriously, where's the bike at? She's like, did you hear me ride the bike up? I wrecked the bike. So I went and got it. Kudos to her. She did not let that stop her. I fixed the bike back. But I tell you that story to tell you this. We had to do a little shindig with Harley Davidson. And that's when they were like bringing out the new stuff on the road glides and everything. First time ever riding a stock bike, she gets on it. And she's looking around. She's like, is this thing running? She went to take off. She's used to, because we build the primaries and all that stuff. She's used to a certain clutch. She went to take off, and she kept letting the clutch out, and it wasn't going anywhere. It wasn't doing anything. She literally looked at the Harley Davidson representative and said, "Is this thing broke?" I was like, "It's a stock bike." She's like, "Stock bikes suck." I mean, she is screaming this at the Harley rep.
I love it.
I'm like, okay, whatever. But anyways, we both ride road glides. She went on the road glide. I put her over on that because that way she can get her stupid like female lotions and all that crap I had to carry out of it. She's got her own bike, keep it over there. I know it was getting to a point because we went on the ride together. Because sometimes she'll get on the back. We'll do rides, and we stopped. And she's like, "Where's my lotion at?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I don't carry lotion. I am a man. This is my bike. I do not carry that foo lotion."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "You know what? It's time for you to get a road glide." So wouldn't go to the road glide. But it just means that now she has twice the capacity to carry all of her junk because somehow my bags end up with her junk in it. So
That's exactly right.
That's all about that, don't you? You have to get a spider
yeah.
just to put her stuff in a bag.
Well, now she
Yeah.
carries his stuff.
Oh no, I don't.
Yeah,
think so.
absolutely right.
Yeah, she does.
Oh,
She
she
carries his stuff. Yeah.
My jacket, all that stuff goes in that spider.
Mhm.
I got a funny story. One year when we were traveling, she tried to pack the bike so tight I couldn't even get a pair of flip flops in the damn saddlebag, and she literally had the side bags so stuffed and distorted that the latches wouldn't line up. I couldn't close the lids. That's how much she was trying to get into the bike. So,
And you didn't even have a trunk.
That's back when
feel
you
you
had
think-
your Harley, right?
Mhm.
That's back when you had your Harley.
Well, she did it with my Harley, but then she also did it with my 17 Roadmaster. It pushed the side of the bag out so far that it would not close. So I feel your pain, Drew.
no,
That's
no,
called
hang on.
efficiency.
So we're actually world record holders. No, we're in Guinness Book of World Records. Seriously,
Mhm.
me and her. So we did that poker run, and she was kind of new. She didn't know she'd keep up, so she'd get with me. Well, we packed the bike. We had both saddlebags completely full. Had a King tour pack completely full. Had a bag on top the King tour pack completely full. Had a bag on top of that bag. Had a tent. Had all kinds of stuff. I'm talking like it was taller than me when I sat on the bike.
Holy moly.
We did 10,000 miles in 23 days with all this stuff.
Wow.
But it got to the point like day 20. I'm like, can you help me pick this bike up? Because I was wore out.
Wow.
And we didn't even use half of it. That's what aggravated me. We didn't even use half of it. I was like, why'd you bring this with you?
That's always the truth, though. It's maybe one day of stuff, and that's it. But they have to pack 7 days. That's crazy.
Well, I will say with more trips and some experience, she's gotten a lot better. So not anything like it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I can tell you guys is that Lisa always had her own bag. One bag was always hers. Now, that all changed when we got my late, lamented, departed Roadmaster. She still got one bag, but I got the trunk in the other bag, so she still had to pack light.
So I got there's a question here, and we'll get back on the thing here. It says, what does Rolling Throttle sell? ?
Rolling Throttle sells parts that you're not going to find in your dealership.
Okay.
Because we have suspension, we have exhausts, we got controls, we got gear. Because we carry in the gear side, we carry Odin, which is just top to line. I love Odin stuff. Once I used it, it's awesome. Suspension Technologies is suspension. We've been with them for almost 6 years now. And so we can exhaust. And what I don't have on there, you have to talk to me because there's so many different ways to set up. We actually have our own cam kits, big bore kits now.
Okay.
wow.
I do sell Thunder Max tuners. I can get other tuners if you want them. I don't know. I can get a lot of stuff. You just have to talk to me. And the reason I don't put it up there is because some of the stuff, you know what I mean? People want everyday stuff that everybody has. If that's the case, I'm not going to put it on the website. Can I get it? Yes, I can get it. But I push more of the stuff that is specific and hard to find, or a specific manufacturer that we work with that we want to push and help. So
So
So when
yeah, go ahead.
go ahead. I say, Drew, so when someone comes to you and says, "Hey, I want to build an engine and I want to order this big box of parts," you ever talk to them about, okay, hey, time out. You want to build this engine. What are you going to do with it? Are you racing from stoplight to stoplight? Or you want to tour? Do you want higher RPM torque curves? What are you looking for? Do you ever talk to them and coach them on building the engine and tuning it?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I do a lot of tuning for people.
Mhm.
I'm new to the tuning stuff, but there's some guys in the comments that has my tunes or dealt with me tuning. Yeah, because people are actually overbuilding their bikes because they're trying to put stuff in there they'll never use, or they're chasing a number that. Why are you chasing that number? I can give you this cam setup, a good pipe, and a tune, and give you more power than you'll ever need or want, versus trying to do a big bore that is just going to create heat, more maintenance, and probably problems because you're not going to ride it correctly. Because that's another thing. You have to be able to ride the stuff correctly, or you're going to cause more damage than most people realize. So, and trust me, I've done it. I've had the big bore builds. I've done the big bore builds. I've ran across country with the 170 plus horsepower stuff just to see if you can do it. You can do it, but there's a lot of maintenance to it.
Yep.
Or do you want reliable, rideable power? So
I'll take option number 2. I've had option 1 before.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing I've been around that we've built is a 135 turbo that made 246 horsepower.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you. So when you go to these events and bike weeks, and I noticed you got a trailer and that kind of stuff. Do you install this stuff and do you do tunes in or what goes on?
Yep, we do installations. I do everything. I shouldn't say I have probably one of the most fun, badass crew around. We are like a huge family. If you can't take people shit talking you, do not be a part of the family because that's an everyday occurrence. All right. I got some awesome guys. Dallas, that's in the live chat, he comes and helps. Tweedle's pretty much my right hand man. I have Nori. Big Mike right there. Big Mike is, dude, I love him to death. Like he's a good rock. The dude has a lot of what do you want to say? He has a good way of explaining life. If you have a question, if you're trying to figure something out, dude's pretty smart. I mean, to the point that he has came to our rally so much that I now have a 10x10 tent that is for cigars that we call the Freshies Lounge. It's just because.
Yeah, Max.
Sounds like you're talking right up my alley. Love cigars.
And then Dr. Harley, that dude supports us so much. Like, he does his shop and stuff. That dude, he tries to get everything he can through us and support us. So can't say enough about Dr. Harley either. Because these are the guys that when a lot of people say, hey, you're crazy, there's so many people doing it, or I don't see how that's going to work. These guys didn't second guess that. They've been there supporting, pushing, buying whatever they can to help Rolling Throttle become what it is today.
That's nice. Surround yourself with friends, man. I'll tell you.
Right, you can have friends. You can have friends, but I tell everybody I surround myself with family. These guys are family now.
Absolutely.
Because we don't always agree on stuff, and we will tell each other we don't agree, but at the end of the day, we still got each other's backs, So
yeah, I was watching one of your videos, and you put this big disclaimer. It says you're not allowed in this area, and you guys are grinding on parts, and sparks are flying everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, that was. I was like, oh, great, we're filming stuff that's a huge OSHA violation. I can see all the whiners now.
Yeah, I was looking. Does that guy got glasses on? Does that? No, I wasn't doing that. But I was like, somebody's going to be saying that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking on your website here, and it looks like you sell stereo systems and stuff like that for your Harleys and stuff like that. There's there's Indian parts on here, but there's no stereo system for Indians. I'm kind of disappointed.
So I can get a lot of Indian parts, but it's one of those things. Talk to me.
Yeah, right? Gotcha.
Because You know what I mean? I'll just be honest with you. It's not my big money maker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I do have a lot of Indian customers, and they know just to hit me up. I was like, "What do you want?" Do. I usually work them up an invoice, send the invoice to them. If they want to do it, we're good to go. So,
All right, cool. So Indian people out there,
yeah,
check them out.
It is possible.
And that is rollingthrottle.com. I did put his EOR underneath his name here. So if you guys want to check it out, if you ain't watching today, go check it out. You know, if you watch it in a couple of weeks, check these guys out. These guys are great. I'm glad you came on the podcast and taking the time, because I know you're busy, because I know you were, you said you was like, you're way behind, not really behind, but you got so much stuff going on that I'm glad you took the time to do this podcast. So I appreciate that.
So much stuff going on. That's an understatement. I'm going to bed about 4 or 5 in the morning, getting back up about 8 or 9.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We got any questions here?
Well, I take it back. I haven't been to bed since yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Clicking through these comments a little too early. So hold on a second. Let me catch up here. All right. So you have, let's go with this. Let's see what time it is. Okay, got it. You have a big event coming in, right? Mobbin the Mountains. So how'd that get started?
Mobbin.
Hey, I'm very bad at
You got
pronouncing
that
names.
accent going, boy.
Yeah.
Mobbin.
Thanks for helping me out of that, but really I can't speak.
Give me a drink or whatever you got over there.
Oh, you want to try this stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to cough my head off here shortly.
All right. Go ahead.
I might puke now. Go ahead.
So Mobbin the Mountains. What's going on?
All right. So Mobbin the Mountains started with the Rolling Throttle family. It was like, we were going to go do an event in West Virginia, and everybody's like, well, you know what? You should just make it your own thing. And the club style guys came, and everybody's like, holy crap, this is great place. This is great riding. It was a great time. Because it was more of getting back to what it used to be, showing up, riding together, getting to know new people, and just hanging out and having a good time. So before we went home last year, big group of them said, hey, do it again next year. All right, when you want to do it, we set the date and everything before we leave. So that's a new rule. Before we leave, we already set the date so everybody knows when next year's happening. I'm like, okay. And we kind of put it out there. Next thing you know, more people's hitting me up like, hey, we want to do it. They're seeing everybody's social medias. They're seeing the videos. They're seeing the inside jokes, because the whole thing is, if you want to know what happened at Mobbin, you have to come to Mobbin. Mm-hmm. Nobody talks about, especially the after dark shenanigans that we do. So you have to be there to experience it. Well, fortunate enough with my relationships, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'll bring the rally rig. We'll set it up in the evening times after we ride, because there's some people don't get to go to rallies, or they just want to see what we got. I'll set it up. We'll do that. Well, that turned into another company being like, hey, I want to come. Okay. Another company. Hey, I want to come. So we're pretty much like a mini rally right now.
Okay.
But I don't want to be so corporate. And that's why I kind of did a new format. Like, during the day, we're riding. All right. After we ride, we'll open up or whatever. And the guys, the companies that are coming to set up, that's what they like about it, because it gives them time to actually enjoy it, hang out with the customers, and then they can do their thing. Well, that's turned into some other companies being interested and sending representatives to come be a part of Mobbin the Mountains and hanging out with us. But the whole point behind it is, it's an area where this is literally where I was born and raised and came from. It is a very impoverished, low income area, but it's got great people. And I just want to bring back as much as I can to that area. Mm-hmm. I don't ask anybody local for anything. My whole point is, I'm bringing it back to you guys, because I know this will help you guys. And you can ask the people that's dealt with the locals, dealt with everything. Everybody is so happy for us to be there. I mean, to the point, my first year, I may have gotten into the home brew pretty good. And I was out on Main Street doing burnouts and donuts. And instead of getting in trouble, the dude's like, hey, won't we park this right now? And I parked it and ended the night. Yeah, and I don't know. It's just it's hard to explain. You just have to be there.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like it's a rally, but it's not a rally. Like you can get what you want, but it's not so corporate to say.
Gotcha. And what's the dates on that?
It's June 18th through the 22nd. Home base will be at the Somersville Lake Retreat and Lighthouse. That is in Somersville, West Virginia. I mean, we're literally right on a lake, right behind us. Big old lake. There's all kinds of campgrounds. There's spots where we're at. There's campgrounds near. There's hotels. I mean, you're in the middle of the mountains, but you literally have everything you want.
Saw some cabins on their website. Look pretty nice.
Yeah, we're gonna have to hit that, Les and our friends next year. We can't make it this year because we're got a prior commitment to another event, but next year, hopefully it works out and we'll go down there. We'll have some fun.
I'm penciling that in now.
Are you penciling in right now?
Yeah, it looks like more like me.
Les has a 6'8" calendar. So has your wife got the big pencil out yet? And
that's the Planner 2.0.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Mm-hmm. I hope this year is big enough to where I can actually go to the state of West Virginia tourism and be like, look, you have an opportunity to do something really big for this state to partner with us. Mm-hmm. And that will just give me more to bring back to West Virginia and make the experience better for everybody that comes. So it might be a little greedy, but I hope as many people show up just so I can be like, look, you're missing out. We can make this thing an awesome event.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to be going to Myrtle Beach, so that's the reason we ain't going to be down there. But it's going to be a fun event. It's going to be fun.
Well, Corey says he's got time off approved, Airbnb booked. I can't wait. So he'll be there.
Yep. Yeah. So this is the second year it's going on.
Yep. This is the second year. They usually say, at least 10% of whoever says, hey, I'm coming, shows up. If that's the case, we're going to be, I don't know, 500 to 1,000 bikes.
Wow. That's a pretty good bit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a pretty good crowd.
Yeah.
Well, we threw together a thing a few weeks ago, local here, and we ended up with like 500 bikes.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
So, well, if you'll learn, you hang out with us, it's always a good time, and there's usually a show. Usually tires are burned down. There's a show. Like,
so tractor bar is awesome, as Dr. Harley says. And then we are heading to Mobbin on Wednesday, the 859 guys are saying. So.
Yeah, and I do, it's not really group rides. So the joke got started last year of Rolling Throttle tours because everybody wanted to go out, and I was like, yeah, I'll show you around. And everybody's like, you need to start tours. You're a great tour guide. I'm like, so I put on some group rides. You can ride yourself, or you can go with us. We're doing 3 different rides, 3 different days. One I'm calling the Mothman ride. We're literally going to go to the Mothman Museum and statue, and the local Harley dealership is feeding us and giving us all kinds of stuff. Nice. Second day, I'm calling it the Rock Bender. We're going to do twisties through the mountains, big loop, and where it's at, it's actually, I don't know if you guys ever heard, New River Gorge is where this place is actually at. We're at the New River Gorge. So Saturday is the Roar to the Gorge. We're going to go through that. And then Friday and Saturday, we got some what I call mayhem after dark. This is where it's going to get cranked up. Because I heard through the grapevine that my stunt boys from Florida are coming in. And, well, it usually gets pretty wild.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at go to their website, get more information. If you're watching this, if you're not part of the family yet, you will be after you go to their website, rollingthrottle.com, and then you'll see there's a link there, Mobbin the Mountains. Click on that, and it's going to have some information there. So, yeah. And then there's a contact form there, too, to reach out to you if you got any questions.
Yep. Got any questions, hit me up. I'll answer anything. Because I've had a few people that's been looking for places to stay. because they were looking for something specific, and it kind of helps out. I'm actually from there, so I can put them together with people, help them out, whatever needs to be done.
Yeah. You got anything, Connie?
Not right now.
I know she's gonna be hitting up your wife,
Yep.
asking about motorcycles because she she rode her first 100 miles on Saturday. Well, not Saturday, last week.
Mother's Day. That's
Mother's
what you
Day.
gave me for Mother's Day.
Yeah. So I said, Mother's Day, the only gift you're gonna get is on the motorcycle.
So all right. So I'll tell her what my wife's first trip ever was,
Okay.
because we rode around town, little stuff, get her used to it. We got out to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and she's like, well, I wanted to take my first trip. Well, her first trip, we rode up to Horseshoe Bend of the Grand Canyon in Page, Arizona. We went there through Zion National Park.
Oh my gosh.
We went from there through Vegas to the Hoover Dam, to the South Rim, and back to Albuquerque. That was her first ever trip of riding.
Look at Chris. I'm ready.
She's got you beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her philosophy
Now
was,
she's got you beat.
Yeah, she's got him beat. Absolutely.
Yeah,
well,
Not just me.
her philosophy was, if I get out there, I have to get back.
that's right.
She's definitely got you beat, Max.
All this stuff is on my
No,
my list, my bucket list.
Well, all the
man.
videos are on the YouTube channel. You can go check them out. So.
I sure will.
Hey, Connie.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Connie, you got to buy a bike if you're going to do that.
I still got this little one I can't stand. So
yeah,
Speaking of-
that little cow, that ain't gonna work for you, darling. If you're gonna talk a trip like that, or anywhere even a quarter of that, you're gonna need your own bike. What have I been telling you for the last 3 weeks? Go buy your own bike. The hell with him, and just do your own thing.
Well, the bad thing about it is we got to keep on moving Max's bike out of the way to
I
get
know
yours
it's-
out.
It's in the
No,
way, Max.
I
You gotta
don't even go
get it,
there.
babe.
His wife's gonna find out sooner or later.
She did that on the lowrider. That's what she did that on.
Oh, so see?
Now I know
Yeah.
you just said a while ago you have a YouTube presence, right? So you got all the videos there of all these rides and stuff. You said,
Yeah.
so it's at Rolling Throttle. I think. Let me see if I can get that website for you real
I'll
quick.
definitely check that out.
Yeah.
The YouTube channel, yeah, you can put in Rolling Throttle show up, but I've renamed it to the Rolling Throttle Life, because there's some racing, there's some long trips, there's some builds, there's some stunt, there's some hooligan stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll give you that link to everybody here real quick.
Thanks, Dr. Harley.
What was that?
YOLO, buy the bike.
Hey, I've been trying to get her to go over there, and she's just not. She's not.
I want to go by myself. I don't want you tagging along.
Hey, because you know what bike I want to buy.
I know.
Hey, as one of my friends said, it doesn't matter. I mean, you're going to learn one way or another. Tear up a big bike or a small one, don't matter.
He won't even let me get his out of the garage.
I'm going to let you ride it.
Have no faith.
I just got to make sure that you got enough money in the bank to pay for any damage.
Ye of little faith, man.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it. It's next month's problems.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. Whew, that stuff is strong.
All right.
And, hey, if you do get a Harley, I do have parts to make it fit you. So
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's part of that's like 50% of the entire problem.
Yeah, I'm
there.
thinking a road glide's good
Yeah.
for you. I think a road glide.
No.
No,
you
no.
What?
Go ride an ST.
my
Here's-
wife's only a 5'1". I had to make the road glide fit her. So
There you go.
There you go, Connie.
Nice.
There you go,
Perfect.
Connie.
Yeah.
And you get Drew to build the crap out of it so it's faster than Chris's bike. There you go.
Yeah, did I tell you the story about when he made me get rid of my Camaro? Do we want to even want to go there?
No.
Nope.
His wife, Crystal, says, you can do it. See, everybody's for you. So we should have a live podcast going to the dealership and buying your bike.
Thank you, Crystal.
Yeah.
I just need to go get Crystal and take her with me.
So Drew, you do a lot of builds and things for people. What's the most popular build that you do for somebody, or are they just so wide and varied that there's really not a popular build per se?
everybody's chasing a number instead of chasing usable power. Thank you, social media. because they don't understand that there's so many variables involved, especially with dynos. There's so many variables. You know, one will say one thing, one will say another thing. It's like, what will it actually do? But I focused the last year of how I can make I guess in the heart of the world, you would say a stage 2, cam, exhaust, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've been focused on how can we make products to maximize that at a better budget price than, doing big boards. So
Sure.
if I can get you 130s, 140s out of a cam job, that's more than you'll ever need. Because you're not,
Wow.
I mean, that's a fast bike. It's a cruiser. It's usable, and it's not beating the crap out of your engine.
Sure.
Because we have done like 117s, factory bore 117s. What most we've made is 170 out of them. I have seen 180 out of it. So
Yeah, but at that point, you're pulling the bottom end apart, right, and welding cranks and doing all that
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
But
what's
our,
it?
40.
Mhm.
Our
Yeah,
average stage two build, you're going to be mid to high 130s.
So at that point, are you busting into the bottom ends, or are you leaving the bottom end stock and building around it?
Yeah, everything's stock, building around it.
And that
Yeah,
and that runs reliably, and there's no issues with the lower end. No scissor in the crank or anything like that.
No, because no, because I think Crystal has what 20 or 30,000 on this build. This is like the third time I've built her stuff. She kind of became a guinea pig. Like we come up with a new cam design, be like, here you go.
She said she's in the 140s.
Yeah. Actually, I think she's at 141
Wow.
right now
Nice.
on basically a stage 2 build. But that goes back to knowing what components work with each other and what you're trying to do. Like you were talking about, where do you ride?
Mm-hmm.
What's your riding style? What are you trying to do? And putting the correct components to work with each other. Because you can throw like, this is the best of everything together, and it will not work together.
Sure.
Because
Absolutely.
because we used to be a part of another company that was a research and development. We did that. That was actually our first company down in Daytona. We do a bunch of research and development for aftermarket companies. So you start learning what works together, what doesn't. And that's what kind of got us into our cam kits we have now, our big bore kits that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, man, I can do this and keep it at a reasonable cost and maximize what they're trying to do with reliability.
Sure.
Because I'll tell you right now, because there is cams on the market that have a good name that are made by somebody else, but they have a good name that I'm seeing them actually burn out valves in the top end. I'm seeing them actually create detonation with their setups.
Mhm.
So that's all damaging what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an expert. I've just learned a lot, and the great thing is I have probably some of the best resources you can in this industry. To
Sure.
when it gets to a point, I'm like, I'm not sure I can go to them and be like, okay, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm thinking. This is what I've calculated. And the way it kind of works in this world, especially when it comes to the tuning, they're not going to tell you how to do it. You're going to tell them what you did, and then they're going to kind of lead you down the path to figure the answer out.
Sure.
Because I've learned one thing: you can build the parts together. That's the easy part. The tuning is where you make your money.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So when you get up to, go ahead, Max.
Yeah, basically what you're saying is the stuff that we've heard from and seen from every reputable builder about talking to the customer, using a variety of parts, because I've seen talked to people and seen videos of people who would take a stock crate Harley, 131 Harley, and take it apart, put other stuff in it, and make it run way better than the crate motor would have.
Yeah. Which we've done that before. I don't recommend that because I don't like those cylinders. I have a place where like basically what you just spent all that money on, we can just build the whole what you got there and make it even better at the same price.
So when you start approaching 140 horse, what's your next weakest link? Are you getting into the primary, your clutch? What's the next step?
Yeah, your compensator and your clutch basket.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So do you go to a direct drive at that point?
Never.
Never.
If everybody tells you to do a direct drive, they're morons.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen too many twisted cranks because they're like, oh, that's a place where you can gain, so you put a direct drive, and then next thing you know, they're coming in with a twisted crank. There's a point that's there. That point is to save your crank. All right. So why would you take out a safety factor that's going to save another major component? You know what I mean? Like Crystal's blown. I don't know. I think I'm trying to remember. Anyway, she's blown compensators apart by doing what she does. But that's the whole point of it. Blow it apart, get a new compensator put on. Guess what? We didn't destroy a freaking $4,000 crank, so it's easier to repair.
Sure.
But you really don't have those problems. You can get by with just like clutch plates. When you get in the 140s, 150s, it's when you start pushing past 150, that's when you need to really start beefing that primary up.
When do you recommend a chain drive?
Yeah, you read my mind. I was going to say the same thing.
When do I recommend a chain drive? That is more of
chain.
That's more of a preference because I've ran 170, 180 horsepower off these new belts. These new belts will handle it. Now, will you gain better response? Will you gain better power? Yes, because you're taking shock load and everything out of it, so you're getting a more instant response. It's also depends on what you want to do. Are you taking that power and are you running a bunch of miles? If you're running a bunch of miles, then you don't want to change because there's more maintenance to it.
Yep, absolutely.
Every 30, 40,000 miles, you're probably changing the cog or redoing your chain because it's already stretched out so much and da-da-da-da. So it's what you're trying to do. I'm not against chains. I'm not like for one way or the other. It's just the application of what you're trying to use and what you're trying to do.
Sure. Now, Big Mike made a comment here and says, "Hate when I get my crank twisted." Somehow, I don't think he's talking about motors anymore.
Big Mike's running a 135 with a squeaky exhaust and one of my tunes laid down on that thing. So, and he rides the crap out of it, rides it all over the country.
Chris disappeared on us. Where'd he go?
Oh, you could only hope.
I missed that. What was it?
Nothing.
Nothing. Don't worry about it. It's all
you guys saw me disappear, so you guys started talking about me?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Why would we start talking about you for what?
All right. This is a good break. Okay. So if you haven't done it already, please subscribe to the channel, like this podcast, and also hit that notification so you know when we go live. It's usually on Sunday or Monday nights. It's coordinated if there's a holiday or we got a ride. Usually it's going to be on Monday nights, but sometimes we'll be on a Sunday night. It's coordinated what happens. Either way.
Speaking of which, what's next Monday?
Yeah, we do have a holiday.
Oh yeah, so yeah, we're gonna be on Tuesday next week. So I kind of just
that's news to us.
Oh, nice, nice lead into that, Chris.
I sent the message out to text. I sent a text message to let everybody know. So Max, you didn't read that. So that's not my fault. I sent it out like 4 days. You did? Yeah, you did. I can tell. I can prove it to you.
No, I didn't.
But anyway, we're gonna be on next Tuesday night. Hopefully, we're not on anybody else's podcast. But anyway, but we're just going to move it because we can't really lose a week because you know how those YouTube algorithms go. You know, you lose a week, you lose people's viewers and views and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of crazy. You got to at least post a week. I do have some riding videos. I got one with my wife actually riding her bike, and we talk back and forth on Cardo.
I bet that's real entertaining.
Yeah, it is, man. Yeah, first 100 miles that she's ever done on a motorcycle, and yeah, it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be great. I've been working on it for like 6 weeks because you kept on saying the same thing over and over. Slow down.
Shut the fuck up is what I was saying.
No, you didn't.
I was going to say, did he make you cry?
No, she didn't.
No, he didn't.
Well, he's doing better than me.
No,
'Cause
she probably made him cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, because I would yell at my wife to ride the MFer.
So what I was going to say, we are going to put a GIF on. I can't make this box so heavy that I can't ship it. But anyway, I can't tell you what this is. But there's another box. There's something else that just went in the box. So it's a mystery box, and it is everything. Every 50 subscribers that we get, we're going to put an item in the box. Okay, and we will sometimes put. Yeah, go ahead.
Whatever you just threw in there, you probably broke it.
No,
That's right.
no. This is going to be. I will have to ask the person who wins it what size they need. So
when are you giving it away?
When we hit 1,000 subscribers, so it's going to be a year.
Geez.
So this box is going to be huge.
So people need to subscribe, please.
Not every night we will be putting something in the box. Sometimes it'll be like if we didn't get no subscribers that week, we might put a box of Kleenexes in there.
All right. Throttle and Iron, the Throttle and Iron bargain bin. Coming in.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. So Drew, what else do you need to cover tonight?
He's got a surprise.
Yeah. Did we get everything in? Do you have something else you need to talk about?
Yeah, let's get to the surprise, man.
You're making me a bike? Oh, you're the best.
Well, that sounds like fun. But anyways, I'll drop it here. But the first show is actually going to be at Mobbin the Mountains. So you will get to see everybody at Mobbin the Mountains. But so everybody knows, there is a new network coming named V-Twin Racing Network.
Mm-hmm.
All things V-Twin racing, interviews behind the scenes, riders, builders, Harley technicians, everybody in the industry. I'm trying to create a one-stop shop for all things V-Twin. Because one night I went down a rabbit hole looking for stuff, and it was here, there, yonder, where. And especially when it comes to the bagger racing, I'm always having to watch over here. I'm having to watch over here. I'm like, my hillbilly brain went to simplified, like, well, let's look for V-Twin Racing Network. Guess what? It doesn't exist until now. And I kind of talked to some other guys in the industry I deal with, and they were like, are you kidding me? I'm like, no. They're like, how has nobody done this yet? I'm like, thank you. I have the business license, the EIN, the trademarks, the websites, it all done. I got it now. But we got some great, shall we say, on air people. We got some guys that, well, one guy, he's known for actually. The funny thing is, all the King of the Baggers and BRL technicians, guys that works on the crew, he has literally trained every one of them. So, and he's one of the guys that's going to be online. And I want to do a good, what do you want to say, kind of a Mythbusters stuff that I see in forums or I hear from people. I heard you did this, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? We're going to go through and we're going to break it down. Why that is such a myth.
Going to put it to the test.
Oh, cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's a good announcement.
And I got the guys, stunt streaming industry guys. But this is a teaser, just so everybody knows. We're in the filming, making stuff happen right now. It'll be later on before it ever does. But the website is there. It's like, thank you. Here we go. Here's what's coming. But if you come Mobbin the Mountains, you'll be in it. Because we're going to do an episode at Mobbin the Mountains, and it's going to be a great time.
All right, cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
Bravo! Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be exciting. Watch.
And the funny thing is I call it VTRN, right? V-Twin Racing Network. Well, it's also short for veteran, because I'm a veteran.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I like
and we
that.
didn't. And we
a
didn't
lot.
really touch the base of that. So yes,
I like that a lot.
that's awesome. Yep. All right, because that's one of the
Alright.
things that we do, the Folds of Honor, and that's that charity that we're working on. That Indian has a Folds of Honor ride at the end of I think it's the end of the season, pretty much in the north, that you can sign up to. But anyway, I don't want to steal your thunder. But so Mobbin the Mountains, when is that again?
June 18th to the 22nd at Summersville Lake Retreat and Lighthouse in Summersville, West Virginia.
And where can we contact you? They're just watching this sometime next week.
Well, you can go on over to rollingthrottle.com, fill out the little info thing, or one of the social medias that is on the website, Rolling Throttle on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
Awesome. All right, guys. Do you guys got anything else? And we'll call tonight.
I'm
Have
good.
we done everything,
I'm good.
Drew?
I
We got
think I'm
covered
good.
it?
I finally learned what the surprise was, so I'm good.
Yeah. So you guys got the first thing. My wife's like, "Shut up." I'm like, "Everything's legal and good now."
Yeah, I can't wait to.
Everything is documented. So
We're good.
you know what I mean?
Good.
Like,
Yeah, we're good to go.
That's awesome. You shared it
Yeah.
on this podcast
Yeah.
too. That's
Yeah,
that's
thank you.
special. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty
thank
cool.
you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. All right, so those that are watching right now, if you haven't subscribed, do so right now. Also, share this podcast. Share it to your friends. We need as many motorcycle veterans, everybody, because we're fond of everybody in this world that ride motorcycles. And we have guests on here, and especially in the wintertime, we have a lot of good guests. But right now, a lot of our YouTubers are busy and that kind of stuff. But I am working on some new guests coming up. Hopefully, they'll answer my emails. And
Dallas had a suggestion on
what was
here
that?
for you.
What was that?
Y'all try to get Tweedle on.
Tweedle, famous Tweedle.
All right, well, I'll have to look at it.
We're even fans of people who don't ride motorcycles. If they want to
Exactly.
tune in, they're more than welcome.
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
share, subscribe.
Yeah, some of our podcasts is we do go over like safety and that kind of stuff in case somebody did want to take the plunge and say, get the damn bike.
Yeah.
You know, we encourage you to do that and we will help you out. And so will rollingthrottle.com. So with all the parts and all the accessories you need.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, folks, then we're going to call it tonight. Let's play some music. Should I pay the... Let's get the right one. There we go. That's better. Yeah.
What in the name of?
All right. You like this one.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. All right, you can stay on here, Drew.
Where does he find this music? Goodbye.
Man,
Yeah,
you gotta have
see
some
ya.
fun. Hey, we're also on Spotify. I'll upload this tonight on Spotify. Go to, Throttle and Iron. I was gonna say Iron Pony again, but anyway, Throttle and Iron on Spotify. Check it out when you're riding, whatever you want to do, when you're going to work.
Yep.
Listen to the podcast. All right, have a good one.
You got to stay out of the brown sugar bourbon, man.
I know I can't talk.
I've been drinking it myself.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. Whatever's in this
Yeah, I
glass.
didn't even get to hold up. I didn't even get to hold up my bourbon bottle tonight. I'm really pissed about it.
Oh my gosh.
Good
Bye.
night, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.